What's up guys, this is Kyle from Vapor Hut, driven by you, fueled by vapor, and today I'm doing a review of the Top Fill Vapor Chasers tank by OBS. For a tank that I guess came out about 4 to 5 months ago, this thing sports a lot of awesome features. The way you fill it is a lot like the Star Pro. The top just unscrews and you fill it on the side. It has the same feature as the Landmark, so you can externally adjust your juice control. The atomizers have something I've never seen before, which is an O-ring at the end, so you can just pop it into place and then screw on the base. So it really minimizes any flooding. This tank comes with 3 types of coils and an RBA, 2 regular Canthal, a 0.25 ohm for some serious sub-ohm vaping, a 0.5 ohm for your average user out there, and then a 0.25 ohm nickel coil for temperature control, and then an interesting RBA. It's really small, it's really tight, but hey, you can rebuild it. This tank also holds a massive amount of e-liquid at 6 milliliters. That's just huge. It takes me almost half the day to get through this tank. So let's go ahead and dive into a close-up and check out the T-VCT, and I'll show you how to do a build in its RBA. So here's the box. The Top Fill Vapor Chasers tank comes in by OBS. So we got the tank with the 0.5 ohm coil in here. Comes with an extra 0.25 ohm dual vertical coil, a blue screwdriver, some spare rubber pieces for where you fill the tank on top, a user manual, an RBA manual, a bag of extra O-rings, extra wire, 2 pre-built coils, and some spare screws, and a bag of what looks like Japanese organic cotton. So here's the T-VCT from OBS. On one side of the tank you have this engraved OBS logo. On the other side of the tank you have this alien head, like a gray alien. Kind of looks like Alienware's logo. And it says T-VCT. The bottom 510 connection is brass and it is not spring loaded. And the airflow control ring is free spinning, so it's not going to click into place when it's fully open or fully closed. And there are only 2 airflow slots. So on either side you have these 2 Cyclops style slots, and as you cut off one side, it cuts off the other side. And you can close this off completely for priming puffs or what have you. Let's go ahead and check out this coil. And where the 0.25 ohm coil is a dual vertical coil, the 0.5 ohm coil is a single vertical coil. We have 4 circular juice windows, tons of airflow on the bottom positive connection. They are using steel mesh in there to prevent some spit back. And according to OBS, they're using green cotton in all of their atomizers. And I think that's just their way of saying they're using 100% organic cotton. The base of this tank has a big brass plated connection. And this O-ring that they've added to the top of the atomizer is a really cool feature. So when you're installing this, you're going to notice you kind of have to push it in and then you can tighten it down. There's a little bit of a grab with that O-ring. It's to help prevent juice from going up and over and into the coil rather than just through the juice windows to prevent flooding. And you might have noticed down this chimney we have this little rectangular plate there. That will fit right into the center of the coil, and as the coil produces vapor, it will deflect off of that piece of metal and allow only vapor up the rest of the chimney, so you will never get hot juice in your mouth from your coil again. Now to fill your T-VCT, what you're going to do is unscrew this top section of knurling. Kind of like the Star Pro, that just unscrews and it's threaded there in the center, and you will fill in one of these holes to fill your tank. And if you spin this second set of knurling right here underneath the top cap, you'll notice we're spinning the chimney. So just like on the landmark, we can spin this to adjust how much juice can enter our atomizer. And as a general rule of thumb, if your atomizer is flooding and juice is coming out your airflow, close it off a little bit. But if you find you're getting dry hits, open it up. So find that middle ground, that sweet spot for your atomizer and your juice. And the drip tip that comes with the tank is super strong. I mean, 2 massive O-rings on the bottom really holds this in nice and snug. Tapers off a little bit at the bottom there, but it overall has pretty good airflow. It's nothing like the TFV4 or a Star Pro, but the airflow is really good. Alright, so let's go ahead and grab our RBA and throw a build in it. And this RBA is different from most. We still have the O-ring on the top, just like the pre-built atomizers, but you just pull this hood right off. And there's a little cutout right there for this little metal piece on the side of the RBA. So you just put the top cap on, find its groove, and it will just slip right in. The way the RBA manual shows you how to wrap this is around the screw heads. I'm going to be doing my build through the post holes today and just centering it up in the middle like I would any build. I'm going to be using 26 gauge Canthal A1 wire today, and you're going to need about 6 or 7 inches of that wire. And I'm going to be wrapping around a 2.4 millimeter screwdriver bit today. It just doesn't seem like a 3 millimeter diameter coil could fit nicely in between those 2 posts. So I'm just going to be doing 7 wraps, probably 7 wraps of this 26 gauge Canthal. And there's our little coil. Go ahead and loosen your screws. Then what you want to do is take the right lead and put it into the back post. And once it's about that far away from the post, we'll go ahead and tighten that lead. Alright, so once you've tightened that post, go ahead and stick your screwdriver back in and turn the coil so it's in the center of the 2 posts. Right about there. And if this first lead sticking out is kind of annoying you or getting in your way, just go ahead and trim that. So now we just need to get this lead over that post, and we're going to curve it and then feed it through this post hole. And I'm just going to trim some of this extra wire so it's easier to do that. And I'm just going to take my pliers and pull that lead back and feed it into that hole. And once you've gotten enough of that wire through the second post that you can kind of grab it with your pliers, just go ahead and stick your screwdriver that you wrapped around back in and pull out all the slack. And go ahead and tighten that second post and trim your excess wire. Then we can kind of pull and straighten this coil up so it's right in the center of those 2 posts. And as you can see, a 3 millimeter diameter coil would have been very snug, if not impossible. You might have had to put the coil on top of these screw heads, but then it would have been too far away from the airflow and it would have run the risk of leaking. Alright, so once you've wrapped your coil and tweaked it up, go ahead and screw it into the base of the T-VCT and pop it on a battery. Now we'll just kind of pulse it till we get the whole coil glowing and give it a little squeeze. And there she is. Now we can go ahead and let this coil cool off and then wick her. And just so you know, that coil is coming in at 0.9 ohms, a little higher than expected. You could definitely do this build with 24 gauge, 6-7 wraps, and have that resistance. Alright, go ahead and take your Japanese cotton and cut about 1/3 of it. And remember to taper one end. It will make it way easier to fit into your coil. And peel off both sides so it absorbs more evenly. And we'll spin up one side, the side we tapered. And just slip that right through your coil. Kind of spin it as you go. Alright, then we'll just go ahead and trim, leave about a 1/4 of an inch on either side. And I can already tell my top cap is not going to fit with all that cotton, so I'm going to go ahead and trim a little bit more. And the side with the groove will be on the other side of one of your posts. In this case, it's the one closest to me. So I'm going to find my little cutout on the top cap, which is right there. And I'm going to go ahead and place that right there. And you know you got it right when the top cap pops into place and just the chin of the little alien logo is covered. So that's it. All you got to do is juice up this coil and install it in your tank and fill it up, and you are ready to go. So that is the Top Fill Vapor Chasers tank from OBS. You know, I had never heard of this company before, but I am thoroughly impressed with this tank. It has a lot of really cool features going for it. The top fill, not quite as easy as something like the TFV4 or the Limo 2, but easier than the Star Pro, and less can go wrong with this. It also allows you to adjust your juice into your coil on the fly, which is very cool. Holds 6 milliliters of e-juice. Comes with a variety of coils, all sporting that new O-ring at the top, which is a really cool design. It helps minimize flooding. We have a backsplash guard in here. The only thing I'm not particularly fond about this tank is the fact that the airflow is free spinning and it doesn't lock into place. Other than that, I am really digging this tank. So that is the Top Fill Vapor Chasers tank from OBS, and yes, that is a mouthful of a name. The T-VCT works a lot better. I absolutely love this tank. The top fill isn't quite as easy as something like the TFV4, but it is easier than the Star Pro. You don't have all that pressurization stuff going on in there. Super easy to change your juice control on your atomizer, which is just awesome. I haven't experienced any flooding, any spillage at all out of the airflow of this tank. All around, it's just a really nice tank, and it's easy to use, and it comes with nickel coils so you can do temperature control. And just like the Phantom, the T-VCT has a backsplash guard so your atomizer won't ever spit hot flaming juice into your mouth. And I have to say, of all the pre-built nickel coils out there, this one ranks among the best. This is right up there with the Star Pros and the TFV4's pre-built nickel coils. So OBS, thank you for sending me your T-VCT tank. I had never heard of your company, to be honest, but I am thoroughly impressed with the quality of construction and all of the features that you included on this tank. Well, this has been Kyle from Vapor Hut, driven by you, fueled by vapor. Have a great day, guys.